And this is the next Jomon part. So, for this turn, we got 2 gems from Ediheim after giving them all of our blood gems. Blood slaves. Found a mud field, +1 earth. Took some pretty easy battles. Nothing noteworthy, just killing PD, finishing off the remnants of Bog. Abyssia went and attacked the Indies here with a mage. And he tried to deceive me, because if you note, the first thing he does is he summons a lesser fire elemental. And he has this mage here. This super mage. So he casts his lesser fire elemental, and the next thing is Divine Blessing, Fire Shield, Soul of Death, and then he summons another fire elemental. I have to assume he went off script with that. Like, he either only coded the first 4, or what? Because I don't know why this mage would summon a lesser one first, unless he told it to. Regardless, it's also come to my attention he's been using horrors to soften up Indies. He also took this province. So that means he has at least Blood Magic 5, he's got Construction 6, and he's got Conjuration 5. Which honestly is not really that threatening. I mean, it is threatening, of course, but it's not like... I can beat him in a research off. I think I have more fortresses than he. Yeah, he only has like 3, or he has 4, I guess. But I have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and also a couple others. And this one soon. So I'm making a lot more mages than he can. So once I hit Construction 6 and I can start printing those lightless lanterns, my research will go up quite tremendously. Anyway, at this point I'm not interested in going to war. This is just, I'm just suiciding the horror-marked troops here into Pangaea. Because I want to get rid of those guys. I'm gonna take this last Bog province. Yeah, other than that, I'm basically just having my guys either research or site search, whatever is more pressing at the moment. Yeah, ramping up my gem income is important. I guess I could just patrol around with these troops. I don't really have anything more for them to do, so they can just go on home. I guess I could have you patrol around. Clean up the remnants. Wasn't much of a battle, sadly, just sort of walked in and finished him off. Where did I find this magic site? I found it here. Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna take a bit more of a back seat, just keep researching, trying to hit these goals. Now that I finally have some moments of peace, now that I can play it a little safe, I'm going to. Still trying to recruit mages here, still trying to get these Adepts of the Iron Order up. My gem income now is what? 25 plus 12 is 37, so 41. Good. We're beating the amount of turns that are in the game. It's come to my attention that Abyssia, I think maybe I mentioned this already, Abyssia has like score graphs of some kind. He can see at least research. So that's worrisome. I mean, he's moving these assassins out and about to critical provinces, and that's concerning. I don't know what he's doing with them. Why did I move 2 here? That's silly of me. I guess I'll keep... Wait, who's coming here? Air Mage? Then you go over here instead. Yeah, search this province. Be a better use of your site searching abilities. Yeah, I'm just looking for gems, trying to research. Gonna try to reconsolidate the armies back at the forts around Pangaea. I think my next easy goal will be to take this province, which I feel like I already pinged, but I don't remember doing that. I definitely did. Surely I have some dumb indie about who can go and do it. Let's collect all these troops here and head on south. I don't need to make a guy here. A bunch of Akaoni. Just getting a big army up with my profit. I guess I might as well recruit some sacred units. They're pretty cheap on the gold. Not like my bless is very frightening. But these guys seem fine. You know, like, eh. They seem good. Can't really even make that many of them, but it's okay. I think I'll prefer these guys just because, even though these ones do hit hard, and yeah, I mean, they're just not very impressive sacreds. Even though these guys are undisciplined, can't be helped. Oh well. They're gonna be in my prophet's army, so. And yeah, I mean, with Undying 8, they have 19 HP, so that's okay. They can take a hit and keep going. They're very tanky as far as humans go. And they're cheap on gold, so yeah, why not? So, in other news, there was a big battle this turn. I think here, yes. Pangaea attacked Ulm in the Bulwark. So, he has this army which has one Pan that he has holding Earth Boots and a Girdle of Might. And he's got a pretty sizable army here, a couple commanders in the back, one of them horror-marked. Interesting. He has a horror-marked commander leading around his troops. That seems very dangerous. If horrors popped up, they would wipe this army out. And Ulm has just a bunch of barbarians. He's got some crossbowmen. Still has some sacred units, too. This is sort of the last army of Ulm. There's only one mage in this battle, I think. Just this guy. Cast Legions of Steel on his satyrs, giving them quite a bit of protection. So the barbarians cut through this bit up here in the north, leaving his mage and his crossbow line exposed. His commanders are still just hanging out in the back. Yeah, really the only element that did well was the center, and they got completely crushed. The Minotaurs are bashing away the Sacreds, who are not blessed. And these oh, was it just that guy? Yeah, just this guy's routing. But these crossbowmen are routing. And finally the commanders show up. Tune of Fear. Anyway, some of the Ulmish barbarians are beginning to rout, and the Minotaur berserkers are running forth. But most of the Pangaea army is also routing, leaving just these Minotaurs in the back, and the Pan alone to fight for himself against these great swords, and he's just cut down. This guy gets shanked. So in an amazing twist of fate, Ulm actually repels Pangea's army and stays alive for one more turn. It was in the Bulwark. I mean, this was a very expensive army fielded by both sides. One has to imagine that if Ulm had mages here, this battle would have been far more efficient for him. But this was a pretty decisive victory. Yeah, he lost some stuff, losing the few Black Templars he has left. But most of the army is okay. The barbarians really paid for themselves. And Pan, like, losing Grove Guard is just sickening every time. And throwing away this slow-to-recruit mage, also, just getting him killed for free. These satyrs do not cost. They're not the price of a normal human. Like, infantry of Ulm, they're all, well, these infantry are 10. This is why handers are 14, I suppose. But he brought far fewer of them. So Pan just throwing away a lot of gold. And then he fought Ulm in another province here in Dunma, which is actually a siege attempt. Ulm's got over here some Banes, some troops. He has his he has Make Ulm Great Again, the eldest dwarf. We finally find his pretender. He's holding a Stinger, Affliction Resistance, and Fire Resistance 15. He's got almost every magic path, or he has every magic path, just only at very low levels. Yeah, and he kind of sucks. Not the best for fighting and killing. I mean, he's all right. He's got a lot of access to stuff, but Pangea just has a lot more crossbowmen, so his line is just gonna get smashed brutally. The dwarf kills one person, and then he starts to get trampled over. And it doesn't really matter, he has good protection. And the last Ulmish fort is collapsing. And so they die. That guy got decayed for some reason. This guy's equipment is just destroyed. So yeah, Pan pretty easily able to take that fort. Not really at much cost to him. I mean, losing a few sacreds, or losing a couple sacreds and the Grove Guard is expensive, but it's worth it. I mean, you killed his pretender. But now I'm curious, because Ulm survived here, I'm curious if Bog will die on the same turn as Ulm. If Agartha storms into the fortification this turn, and I'm able to take this province. Oh no, Pangea has to take this. Right. Never mind. Any other events? Got some misfortune here. This province, I feel like, has a death sight because of all these... Oh no, it's just under someone's... Who has death scales? Abyssia has death 1? Does the Moon Throne give that? No, it actually gives growth. What? Air Shield is such a busted bless in this era. So wait, Abyssia really has death scales? I mean, that would make sense. Both of these have his candles on them. That's weird. This guy has death scales? He's killing his population? Okay, now this dude seems a lot less threatening, if that's real, or if, I don't know, maybe this is just an unlucky event. That means he would have had death 2 to start with, and the growth throne ticked him up to death 1. So he's like killing his population? Why would he do that? Why would he take death scales? Patron of artisans? I guess that could be Earth, actually. Could be an Earth. Pretender. Anyway, I have a lot of scouts sitting around. Yeah, just giving me a lot of intel. This guy he should walk back home. I saw a crab there who wasn't doing anything. You. Take all these shark warriors and walk up north. Because I don't know how Abyssia got down here. I have to assume it's with a manual of water breathing. Which is fine. I'll crush his units so badly, it'll be pathetic. Like, his guys are crippled so badly from being underwater. Being poor amphibians. Yeah, like, it's just... I'm convinced the Shark Warriors will just crush them very effortlessly. Anyway, forging more owl quills. Forging fires in a bottle, fire in a jar. Researching a lot, getting mages everywhere, getting some more variety of troops. I've got a lot of troops hanging around. I've got a lot of troops. Most of them are down here in Bog, but I do have a lot up here. And I need to get a lab and temple up here so that way I can produce more of these monks. Because these monks they're so cheap. They're so cheap. And they barely cost anything per year, and they give such good research. Like, I mean, these guys have quills, but like, these things cost 132 gold a year to hold. These things cost 28. It's crazy. They're so efficient. Anyway, I am going to end this part now, I think. Not much else to go over. I guess I'm going to get Construction 6 next turn, and then I'll work on Conjuration. We need to get that Dione